that means next recoupling, he actually might stand here tall and say, Molly. And bombastic
Do you know what?
side eye.
Recoupling right now and them two that sat there, like, who are you picking up just now?
I'd pick Molly, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say sorry for, like, that aspect.
I hate to say I called it, but I did call it. I did say Zachariah was very calculated in my review before. I did say I didn't trust his decision to couple up with Catherine. I said I didn't think he was into Catherine as much as he made out, and he has proved me right less than 7 days later, which is very sad for Catherine, very sad, because she should have stayed with Andre. As much as she said she wasn't into him, maybe a connection would have grown, but she chose to move with on to Zachariah. And Tarek was right to say that she made it known to everyone that she was only interested in Zachariah. So it's going to be difficult for any of the other guys to want to explore anything with her because they think she's closed off and her only choice is Zachariah. But anyway, I digress. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, a comment, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island, Season 10, Episode 8. So George leaves the villa and everyone is just having a catch up with their partner. Jess is having a conversation with Sam. Sam is happy that Jess chose him. He was worried that she wasn't going to choose him, and it's like, who else did you think she was going to pick? She didn't really get along with George, and besides, George has a lot of issues back home, so if he didn't have issues and if the producers didn't want him out, then chances are you might have gone home. Maddie and Whitney are talking. Whitney says she chose the person who made her laugh the most. And I think in that situation as well, it's because George needed to go home. And besides, I have always maintained that I think Maddie and Whitney make a better couple. But they're going to be the comedy couple that we didn't know we needed this season. And Molly, I don't even know why we are continuing another week of Molly and Mitchell, because they're talking. Mitchell is like, oh, I was very anxious that, you might not pick me given the conversation that we had, and I don't know whether I would have stayed in the villa to watch you crack on with someone. It is like, it's only been 5 days, dude. Settle down. There's no need to be a drama queen. She can crack on with someone else. You need to wait your turn. If someone that you like comes in, you can also crack on. She's not your wife. She's not your girlfriend. You're not exclusive. So sit down somewhere and keep quiet. Zachariah is having a chat with Catherine. I've always said about Zachariah, I'm a bit iffy about his relationship with Catherine. If you listen to my review when he selected Catherine, I mentioned this and I'll continue to say it. I don't think he's into Catherine as much as he makes out. I think at first glance, he liked her. That's why he chose her, and he was very strategic because he knew that would get the fans on his side. I don't think he realized that there would be backlash the moment he dropped her, because I think since the moment he kissed Molly, he's now stuck on Molly. I know he did kiss with Catherine, but he didn't comment about the kiss. He's always commented about his kiss with Catherine and how he enjoyed it and how long it went on for and whatever. So I am anxious. I feel sorry for Catherine and I feel sorry for Richie, because I have a feeling that if Zachariah chooses to recouple with Molly, that's going to mean Richie is going to go home because Andrea is going to pick Catherine, and I hope that doesn't happen. But anyway, I digress. And then Molly has a chat with Sam, and it's like, why is she talking to all these guys? She's just recoupled. She needs to focus on a recoupling guy for now and see if they can make things work with Mitchell, unless she's just done that because the producers have forced her hand. Mitchell on the other side of the villa was complaining that how is Sam already having a chat with Molly, given the fact that he's just coupled up with Jess. He should be focused on Jess, and it's like, man, calm down. Take a deep breath, see how things go before you start sort of waffling off, because there's going to come a bombshell and you're going to like the bombshell, and then it's going to be sad because when you have been kicking off so much that when Molly starts kicking off, you're going to look like a bad guy the same way you are already looking like a bad guy now. Given Tarek's reputation of having had more than 100 bodies, you'd have expected him to be a jerk, but I actually like him. Or maybe Ella is bringing the best side out of him because he was honest with her. He told her, because I think they've all seen the commotion with Mitch and Molly, and he was telling, Ella that if a bombshell comes in that's his type, he's always going to sort of explore that and sort of compare to see which he thinks is best. And Ella was like, I think Ella thought he meant he would sort of compare them physically to say who's more stunning, who's more this, was the. And then he went, no, I'm going to compare to see who makes me feel better or who makes me feel good about myself and how I behave around that person. And then after that, I'll make a decision. And she accepted that. And that I appreciate that because at least he was honest with her, unlike some of the other guys in the villa who are just moving mad. Everybody goes to sleep, and in the morning they're having their debriefing, and it seems like Whitney is not really romantically attracted to Mehdi. I think she's just recoupled with him because she was told to recouple with him because the girls were asking her, "Did you cuddle him in bed?" And she went, "No, you know, I want to wait until I'm 100% sure about someone because otherwise I'll be cuddling. Otherwise I'll be cuddling a new person every week," which makes sense. Jess was excited. She enjoyed sleeping with Sam. And then Molly's sort of saying she's open to exploring her connections with other people. So she's open to exploring with Zachariah, she's open to exploring with Sam. And it's like, and the girls are saying to her, you've also got Mitch who's sitting there waiting for you to make a decision. You're in a very good position at the moment, so that's great for you. Um, and then you have the boys. Zachariah, I said this when I reviewed in episode 2. I remember saying that Zachariah is very strategic in how he's moving through the villa because he was talking to the guys and saying, okay, he's in a great place with Catherine, but he's open to exploring things with Molly. He wants to get clarity to see where things will go from there. And it's like, he's really not that into Catherine because if he was that into Catherine, he wouldn't be trying to get clarity from Molly. It seems like Catherine is his sort of backup plan and he's intent on exploring things with Molly. So if Molly gives him the opportunity, he's going to dump Catherine and move on with Molly. That's the impression that I'm getting. And I have to give it to Ty. I think Tariq was waiting to sort of tell, or he was trying to find a way to make it known to Catherine that you need to keep your eye on Zachariah because Zachariah is up to no good. Because the boys just said, oh, Zachariah is trying to get clarity, and she was taken aback that, what do you mean by clarity? And then they eventually told her what was happening. And she, in her confessional, was upset that she had to find out in a group and he didn't sort of tell her in advance, which was very I think it was embarrassing for her. And this is totally different to how Zachariah handled the situation with Molly is different to what Tyreek did with Ella, because he told Ella that if somebody comes, I will be open to exploring it. Whereas Zachariah is just pulling Molly for chats and doesn't seem to have said anything to Catherine, even though he told Molly that he was going to let Catherine know that he was exploring his connection with Molly. That doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. So Catherine pulls Tarek aside to have a conversation because I think she was in her feelings, as I said before, that the boys had mentioned in front of everybody that Zachariah is exploring things with Molly. And so she was saying that, why didn't Tarek come to her? And it's like, well, there's a bro code. He couldn't just come up to you and start sort of going on, oh, Zachariah is more interested in Molly than you, and you are more interested in him than he is in you. I don't think that would have sat right, but I have to give it to him that when she confronted him, he told her the truth. I think you like Zachariah more than he likes you, and you've made it clear to everybody else in the villa that Zachariah is your number one choice. And she closed the door on Andre. Had she left the door open on Andre, then think she might be in a better position. But because she closed the door on Andre and none of the other guys were feeling her, her only hope is for Andre, if Zachariah turns her down, to sort of want her back. But I think Andre is better off with Richie. In the corner of the villa, you have Richie and Andre. They're having a conversation, about breaking the ice. They feel they're getting closer. Whatever they did in bed with the duvet up, only the two of them know. And they really seem happy in their little coupling. I think they're cute. Even though Andre is a bit younger than Richie, I still think they're a great pairing. Obviously, they share a little kiss. Nobody saw it or nobody was paying attention, I think, to them. I think they're the slip couple. I think if they can manage to stay together, they could actually have something going that's long term. And Sammy is on the other side of the villa with Jesse. He's having a conversation with her. I think he's just trying to keep Jesse interested, even though he knows he's really pursuing Molly. What all the guys see in Molly, I don't get. But I like this little flirt session with Jess because I think Jess is a great girl. It's sad that none of the guys sort of see her in a romantic sense. And then Mitch is petty. Mitch is petty because he was sitting with Molly and sort of trying to criticize all the other guys. He's telling Molly that, oh, Sammy is playing you and Jesse. You need to be careful. He's telling Jesse that you're my number one. Then he's coming to you and he's telling you something else. And it's like, why are you being a little gossip girl? You don't need to give your opinion about this. If you're going to leave her alone, then leave her alone. Then he starts talking about Zachariah and he starts criticizing Zachariah. Oh, Zachariah, I think he's just trying to sort of feel how it is with you before he goes back to Catherine, or he's using you as a stepping stone to get to Catherine. So you need to be careful. And it's like, your opinion is really not needed in this. You said you're giving her space. Give her space to decide who she feels she's got a better connection with, and then she'll make her decision accordingly. You don't need to put your 2 cents in. Nobody's asked for your opinion. Please sit in the corner somewhere and wait until you're called upon. I like the girls getting along and sort of keeping each other entertained and joking and sort of playing games. I loved that. I thought that was sweet. The boys then receive a text message to say that there's a new challenge, Absolute Bankers, and so they have to get ready. So the boys would strip, and then they would go in, collect money, and then from there they would get a toy, or they'd get a teddy, or they'd get a box of chocolates, or they would get some flowers for the girl of their choosing. And every guy, it seemed, chose the girl that they're in a coupling with. Even Maddie chose Whitney, so he kissed Whitney. Whitney said the kiss was very French. Richie was very giggly. Richie is so infatuated. I think she's falling in love with Andre, and I hope Andre doesn't mess that up, because when he got his bouquet of flowers, he went up to Catherine and he said, I tried it, but she said no, and then he moved on. And then he went and he gave them to Richie. She was excited. And Tyreek picked Ella. I remember when you were sort of walking around Richie. Richie said, we all know who you're going to kiss, so you might as well just go and do it. Stop wasting our time. And it was cute. And then Zachariah. I will always direct everyone to my review in episode 2, where I said Zachariah is very strategic. He's come in with a calculated plan of how he's going to play this game, and that's how he's going to move. When I was questioning how he chose Catherine to couple up with her, saying that I didn't think he was really feeling her that way, but he thought that would further his plan. And he went and he kissed Molly. Everybody was taken aback. The guys were just staring. They were shocked that how could you do that? And so Catherine was upset. You could see Whitney and Ella were upset on her behalf because they all felt it was disrespectful. When they came back to the villa, Catherine sort of had the conversation with Jess and Whitney, and they were telling her, be honest, tell us how you feel. If you want to vent, whatever. And she was saying, this is very disrespectful, and he's never going to get his way with me again. He's had his shot and he's lost it. This shows how he would move on the outside world. And it's like, well, from the moment he started exploring things with Molly, you should have had, you should have been watching out for that to see how far that was going and what exactly was going on. You should have kept tabs on that. But you chose to bury your head in the sand and assume that he liked you as much as he said he did, even though he was going around kissing Molly and doing everything else during challenges. He, on his part, was Zachariah was speaking to Maddie and Sammy, and they were asking him, did you plan on doing that? How did why did you kiss Molly? And he was very I still want to get to know her. I want to explore things. I want to see how things go. And then they asked him, who do you feel you've got a stronger connection with? If recoupling was today, who would you recouple with? And he went, probably Molly. And it's like, so why are you kissing Catherine? Why are you giving her the impression that you're interested in her? Leave her alone to explore a connection with somebody else that might come in, and stop wasting her time. Oh my God, I can't take any more of this Molly Zachariah Mitchell drama. Can we move on from this nonsense? Because the guys are having a conversation with Zachariah, sort of trying to understand where his head stands in regards to the whole situation. And he says, if there was a recoupling, I would pick Molly at this point. I think I would pick Molly. And this is after Whitney has highlighted that there is a risk that he might pick Molly at recoupling, telling Catherine this. And I think all the girls have caught on that Molly is playing the game. Molly's loving the attention that she's getting from the guys, and she's not even taking time to consider all the other girls, because she should have told Catherine that this is what is happening. I know she's not responsible for Zachariah's actions, but she should have spoken on her part, and Zachariah should have been honest with Catherine. The guys did warn Zachariah that Catherine was going to come for him with, thunder, because she was really upset. And they pulled her aside for a chat, and I felt it was very disrespectful. I called this out that he was calculated, and it's interesting that Catherine is now using the same word, that he is calculated. And the fact that he refused to apologize for what he did. I saw his face change when Catherine said, "How would you feel if your sister was treated this way?" And he sort of took a step back, and it's like, what do you want to take a step back for? She's just asking you, how do you feel? Because she's trying to make you see from a different point of view, because you are looking from a guy's perspective. You don't seem to be sort of considering her feelings. This is why she wants to know, how would you feel if a guy did the same thing to your sister? And it's like, well, if you want us to take... So Catherine was like, do you want us to take a step back then? No, if you want to... Catherine, as soon as he started chatting crap, she should have stood up and walked off. Show or no show, her dignity matters more than anything else. She should have walked off, because it doesn't do her any service to be someone's, backup plan. Even the fact that he's been telling her that they're moving amazing, everything is going naturally, he's happy in his coupling, and then for him in front of everyone to stand up and kiss Molly without even telling Catherine that he's decided to pursue things with Molly didn't make sense to me, and it was very upsetting. And I'm surprised Catherine didn't stand up and just walk off, and he refused to apologize because he didn't think he had done anything wrong. And it's like, you're not being told that you shouldn't explore other connections. You're just being told to be honest in how you explore those connections. Let your partner know that I've decided to explore things with somebody else, so that she is able to sort of protect her heart, one, and she's able to sort of explore things with other guys. Because at the moment now, I know Andre said, yeah, he thinks he likes Catherine more than he likes Richie, and it's like, don't do that. Don't do that. Richie is falling head over heels in love with you. Focus on that and leave Catherine and whatever mess she's in at the moment. Hopefully a guy will come in that will choose to recouple with her, and then she can stay in the villa. But I don't think you should leave Richie for Catherine. That's just my opinion. I'm so upset with Zachariah. I think it's very disrespectful. I said he was calculated when he came in. I thought he used, the fact that fans, the black fans will be excited about him choosing one of the black girls. And once he chose one of the black girls and he thought he was safe with that, he started moving mad. And so I'm not surprised. I am not surprised with his choice at all. I'm not surprised with his actions at all, because I didn't trust his decision to recouple Catherine in the first place. And I didn't trust the fact that he said he was only interested in Ella, Catherine, and Rishi. I thought that didn't make sense, and his true colors have shown, and it's less than a week. I can only imagine what will happen if he stays in the villa until Kasamo. Oh God, I hate the level of disrespect that the black girls get. This is the same thing that happened last season with Zara. So I don't know why they continue to put up with this mess from these guys. But anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.